about Webster is being a commuter and not finding parking. Just having to come so early to find a parking space that's close enough to my classes. I don't have to walk across campus.
What I don't like about Webster is, for my reference, is lacks of Asian. Cause like most colleges I go for college visit, they have more percentage of Asian student. Like for me, I'm the Asian student. I'm like, there's no connection for me. I'm like a loner with all the different peoples and no stuff.
What I don't like about Webster University is the lack of connection between transfer students and students who started at this school as freshmen. I'm a transfer student. I transferred as a junior, and I really have no connection to this school. I have no school pride, mostly because, you know, all the activities, all the events are geared towards freshmen, people who live on campus, people who have been here for 4 years. It's really hard for transfer students to get involved. It's really hard for transfer students to really love this school because the school doesn't love them. So what I propose is that Webster University has like a program for transfer students to know what this school is about, to, you know, get them involved. You know, yes, there is a responsibility for transfer students to get involved, but I feel like the school needs to reach out to them.
I think that Webster could improve on maybe some of the building maintenance, because I live in Maria and sometimes I know like the water's gone out a couple times this past year. Different things have happened, like our sink broke once. That was really unfortunate. And that tends to happen a lot in some of the buildings because they're older. So maybe making sure that they are completely, maybe not necessarily up to date, but fully functioning in their best manner. But I think that Webster's pretty good other than that.
I think that the food places should stay. I think Marletto should stay open a little bit later. Like, I think 8's pretty early to close. I also think that like they need to do something about. They need to be a little more careful with traffic, because I feel like sometimes it takes a long time to go where you're going, and it's sort of dangerous for the kids. And I think they should have a few more parking spaces, or raise the prices of the permits if fewer people buy them. But that's not.
If I could change something about Webster, I would create more budget jobs. Budget jobs are essential for the life of community and for the students, because a lot of students don't get a work study from the government, like myself, and it's often hard to find budget jobs because there's so few of them at Webster. So I would create more so that the majority of the students who don't have a work study can find a job and can still make money, often because their parents don't give them money. And then you can enjoy college, go out and have fun.
So some ways to improve Webster would be, one would be in the library, and maybe have a way to see the study rooms in use. So rather than going to each one and looking in the window and seeing if there's someone there, have a paper or a sign that shows you that it's occupied. And then another way would be to have a better variety of food in the University Center and in Marletto's that's cheaper and also healthier.
Hello. Some of the things that I believe that Webster University could do to improve themselves would be to add to the endowment. I believe that if they have more student-alumni interactions and more student ambassadors that work with the alumni and endowment professor people, whoever works on that committee, they will then in turn be able to allow them to see the students and see their need, and then be able to make a bigger endowment, because as of right now I believe that the school is lacking in their endowment area. That is the end.
The other thing about Webster University that I would add on to make the university better is I don't think we spend enough time outdoors on our campus. We have a beautiful campus, and yet we don't have any facilities for us to be outside. We have the quad, but where are we supposed to sit? There's nothing for us to do out there. If you go to any other university, SLU, WashU, Fonfon, Maryville, they all have hammocks. And so what I propose is that we get hammocks at Webster University in the quad, probably like out here in front of East. We could get them just all around campus. If we put hammocks outside, that would bring the university outside. Maybe you would get people, to meet other people around university. And yeah, hammocks would be a really nice addition to Webster. We have the money, and it would make our university look even cooler. We might even get more people to come to the school if we have hammocks. So yeah, thank you.
Do we have everything we need to treat the athletes at Webster University? And I think the answer is yes, we have everything we need to treat athletes at Webster University. There are some things that I would like, that I want, that we cannot get because of budget or financial restrictions, but I've never needed anything that I need to treat athletes with that I haven't been able to get. If the student body were to show a little more support at athletic events, I think that the administration might see a little bit more need to have a higher budget or more monies to go into the specific sports because there's more student bodies watching them. And that's what we could do to help improve our financial budget restrictions.
My name is Matt Mason. I was a baseball player at Webster. As far as being a Webster athlete and feeling offended by the lack of press or recognition that I got compared to the national champion chess team, I wouldn't say that I was offended because I didn't play sports for the fame and recognition. However, I was frustrated and a little hurt by the amount of attention the national champion chess team got, just because our 2012 Webster baseball team was the first team in school history to make it to the championship round of the NCAAs, and also the first team in our conference to make it that far. And I didn't feel like we got the recognition that we deserved. And not that that's everything, but it is frustrating because when you want your accomplishments to be noted, you want to feel important. And I felt like we got pushed aside. So honestly, I would have felt better had they not said anything about us and just not made a big deal about the chess team either. But the fact that they got a lot of special treatment that we didn't is just a little bit frustrating, because it's like, we spend a lot of money to go here, and I take a lot of pride in my school and in my sports. I have to work to go here. I have to work to be able to pay to come here, and for a group of people to be have their tuition free and get to come here and get all the things that I get plus more on my dollar, because they're not paying, is rather frustrating. And as far as if there's something that we can do to change this, or something that'll always happen, I don't think that it'll change, because I don't think that the culture at Webster University really supports athletics. I feel like athletics are kind of second rate to a lot of the other programs around here. We don't get a recognition, and people here just don't really care about sports, which is fine because the athletes support each other, and we're all friends, and we're there for each other. But as far as globally, I don't think anything's going to happen until our administration really makes an effort to get people involved, to try to get people to come to sporting events, to come out and support their fellow students. But I think that goes both ways. I think if we expect people to come watch us, then we need to be more involved, going to things like conservatory plays, dance recitals, things like that, things that we can do to help support our fellow classmates, so they'll be willing to come support us.